Hey everyone, our guest today, he has been a coach for 4 years. He's entering his fifth season this year. And in only those 4 years, he has a record of 99 wins and 25 losses with 2 conference titles. He has 2 state championships appearances, winning the whole thing last year. He has won a state as a player, assistant coach, and a head coach, and has been the only person that has done it in the California Community College history. In only 4 years, he has produced 18 all-conference players, and has moved 23 players to 4-year institutions, including NCAA Division I's, Division II's, and NAIA's. Without further ado, Coach Perry Webster. Coach, thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for having me, Carlos.
I appreciate your time, and I really want to just go straight into it. What was your vision and mindset entering, taking on the first job as a head coach? Like it's been a short period of time, but you've done incredible. Like it's impressive to me that only after 4 years, like you got an actual ring, when there's coaches that have been coaching forever and they never get to like do championships or anything like that.
Yeah, I think the number one thing, the most important thing for us right away was to initiate our culture and our accountability in terms of doing the right things in the classroom, around the campus, doing the right things in the weight room, working hard. When we get on the floor, we really are hard, we're intense, we're up tempo. But with that, we had to get the players that would buy into it, the players that were serious about being really good players, being really good teammates, getting scholarships out of here, guys that have been motivated. I think the junior college level, you get guys from all different backgrounds, and we got to kind of find a way to reach them and get them better and make sure they do their job in the classroom to move on from here. We understand that, sometimes this is just a 10-month deal for these guys. They're transferring out of somewhere. They're coming here just to get a degree, have a good season, and get recruited. That being said, we want them to make sure that they're experiencing the level in a sense that they're not just thinking about the next school that they're going to go to or who's going to recruit them, but no, that they're Fullerton Hornets, and their number one priority is to try to win as many games and to do as much as they can at Fullerton first, and then let the rest of it play out as it may.
So would you say that you will have those conversations prior to them coming here, as of this is what I want out of you, this is what you're gonna buy into?
Yeah, I think that as we go through the recruiting process, we kind of tell them what we're looking for and what we need and what we want, and we explain to them that's probably the hardest thing that they're ever gonna have to do, in terms of having to deal with being coached hard every day, and we feel like if you really want to be a good player, this is a great place for you to come and learn and go through the fire a little bit, because when you come out of it on the other end, you're going to be a lot more prepared at the next stop, and then not just at the next stop in basketball and school, but in life and getting jobs and dealing with bosses and the whole deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And going off of that recruiting subject, what are do you have like a checklist that you gotta like, okay, these guys, you gotta like check off this whole thing for me to like bring them here?
Yeah, I think that character is a big thing for us. I think early in my career I didn't realize how important it was, but as we've gone along here, character and we want to get players that we feel we can reach. Sometimes guys don't want to be coached and don't want to change, and we want to make sure we fill our roster with guys that want to be coached and want to be taught. Their families play an impact. Again, early in my career, I don't think I paid as much attention to what dads were saying in kids' ears, or what moms were saying, or what brother was saying. And I think now I'm alert, I'm aware of it, and we try to make sure that we bring the families in and get them involved, and we explain to the parents and the families, hey, it's not just about your son. This is a whole team. I have 15 guys on the roster that I got to take care of every guy and look out for every guy's interest. If you want a place that's just going to cater to your son and do everything for him, this isn't the place. I got to treat all the guys equally and develop all of them and give them all my time, not just one guy.
So you would say like character first, then like talent or grades, or?
Yeah, I think character and talent. I mean, obviously we're looking for the most talented guys we can get. Academically, it's a junior college, so you got to take some guys that are bad students at times, and so we've done that, and we kind of try to help them filter along and figure it out and create some better habits. My assistant coaches help a ton with that. But we're looking for guys that are talented. I mean, at each position, I'm looking for something that you can do. We're looking for guys who can move their feet and guard. On the wing, we want guys with some length and some ability to switch screens and guard multiple positions. We feel like it's important for us always to have a prime time point guard who can create plays for themselves and others. We've been lucky to have 5 all-conference point guards in 4 years, and I think we have another couple all-conference point guards on this year's team. For me, that's the position I coached, so we're looking for that. And then we always want to make sure we have a big physical guy in the middle that can score or rebound, but just kind of bring a physicality to us and a toughness to us. And we've had that the last couple of years, and a kid who graduated, and Ronnie Reedus, who's at Cal State Bakersfield now. And we think we've got a couple guys to kind of replace him and fill those shoes this year. And it's just, the junior college level, it's a never-ending cycle. You're getting guys quickly, you're getting them out quickly, so you got to just be on your toes.
Got it. No, yeah, that's awesome. For when you enter your 5th season, it's at the beginning of each season, like every year, is it like state championship the goal, or do you try to build around that? Or
I think that in our hearts and in our minds, we want to make sure that we have the guys' full attention on getting better throughout the year for making, trying to make a push at the end to try to go get to the state tournament and win a state championship. It's not state championship or bust, because I think if you have those kind of expectations, I don't think it's realistic, and I think it could let you down. Our big thing is okay, we have this big goal at the end of the year. We want to be state championships. We want to hoist banners. We want to do that, but we don't really talk about that on a daily basis. We kind of just talk about getting better each day. It's such a, you just kind of have guys in a blank slate, and you start the last week of August, and you just have a lot of time that you have to kind of formulate your team. I was texting with Coach Brown, who you know well, this morning, and we were just talking about what a daunting task it is to build your defense from the ground up with a whole new roster of players. So we're in the midst of that right now, and it's not easy, but we're just trying to focus on getting 1% better each day, and then we'll let the ball and we'll let it all play out as we go.
To bring some value to the parents and to other coaches out there and players, how do you feel that the game of basketball has been evolving throughout the years? Like, you were only a player 10 years ago, and now you're coaching like the next generation and the next round of players, very talented. Like, how do you feel like the game has evolved, and how do you feel like the parents and coaches have to, in which position do they need to be to support the athletes in the best way possible for them to be ready to like high school, varsity, high level, or college?
Yeah, I think that, you go back to 1% better each day. So you got to make sure that you're working hard each day to get better. I think having realistic expectations of how much the improvement happens over time. I mean, I think sometimes parents or coaches expect, Rome to be built in a day, and it's not built in a day, and it takes time. I think the game has evolved. The biggest thing, for me would be that the game is becoming a lot less position basketball. The more versatility that you have on the floor, the more valuable you are. Big guys can step out and shoot. Small guys can do a lot of different things, and so I think that being able to do a lot of different things on the floor holds a lot of value. Don't just be pigeonholed into doing one thing well. Everybody's got to be able to defend multiple ways and multiple positions. I think that for a lot of players, that's kind of the end of their careers, is when you get to a certain level and you just can't find anybody on the floor to guard. As I'm going through the recruiting process, I got to make sure that I know that guy can guard a position, and most notably, hopefully, multiple positions. But if there's not somebody for that player to guard, it's hard for me to find him minutes. So I think those are all important things. I think the skill level of the players is at an all-time high in terms of being able to shoot. It seems like everybody can step out and make threes and shoot threes. That's a repetition thing. You need to, guys and parents need to put in, hours upon hours of getting shots up and getting reps up. I think strength and conditioning is a big thing now. I think that the game is played faster in terms of also playing defense, being able to play both ends and play hard on the defensive end and then run the floor and fill your offensive role is important. One thing that I think a lot of people this day and age they get into is they want to play just one sport right away. I don't necessarily believe that that's the best take home. I don't believe that basketball guys and players need to be playing 12 months a year, 6 days a week. I don't think that that's healthy for them. I think that playing another sport or just having some time off and having some relaxation and being able to kind of clear the mind from time to time is a really big deal. I know, in today's day and age, they talk a lot about mental health, and it's a realistic thing, from a young age. So we do it with our guys in college. We give them time off. We'll have times during the year where it's just weightlifting. We have months during the year where I don't coach them at all. I don't say a word to them. They just are on their own, enjoying themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's a game, and as serious as we take winning and losing, I think if you can, if young kids and young players can keep the keep the mind right in terms of the love for the game and the happiness playing the game and the joy playing the game, I think that's a lot better than playing to make mom or dad happy.
Yeah, I think that's very good, because like I've been in the AAU world for a while, and just being coached by great coaches and all that stuff, and I really see that a lot of parents, like, they tend to like put a lot of pressure on their kids on their 6th grade, like goal division, like kid that they think it's gonna be the next Kobe or something, and I feel like sometimes a lot of kids, like, they don't really love the game anymore, and then they don't even end up playing in high school or
I think it's unrealistic to with kids that age. I think that my father coached me. He was hard on me, but it was never a job. He never made it a job for me. It was, hey, if you want to be good, well, I'm going to be hard on you. But it was just focusing on getting better each day, working on my ball screen offense, working on going to the hoop right and left, working on my jump shot. And I think that the big thing is young kids, they need to learn to be competitive. I think that's a major deal here with today's day and age, is that you play so many AAU games, you play so much stuff, you do so much elementary school, whatever. You don't realize how important each game, each possession, and how competitive you need to be. In my own career, in my own playing career and coaching career, I'm a lot of times I'm more competitive than the next guy, and I think that's been kind of something been the biggest separating factor between myself and the next guy.
To wrap up here, Coach, really quick, what's the angle like for your players? Like, what's your angle, the impact you want to make on in basketball players, like as a whole? Like,
as for my players, I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to impact them and help them grow as people. That's a thing I know a lot of people say, a lot of coaches say, but I really truly believe that I live that. I've coached a lot of players in my day. Sometimes I'm closer to a player than another player, but at the end of the day, if any of my former players ever needed anything out of me, I'll be there for them. I'm here with you. I coached you. I have 2 former players that are on my staff. I keep in touch with a lot of different guys who are overseas playing, guys that are getting into their coaching careers now. My thing is I just want to make sure that I have a lasting relationship with these guys, and it's not just, I don't want any player to ever feel like, well, Perry, he just used me to get wins. Well, no, that's not what it is. I'm trying to help develop you and set you up for success in your life.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I'm really happy to be able to do this for you. I know what a hard worker you were as a player. I know what a hard worker you are now as a coach, and I think the sky's the limit for you. So, I'm happy to do this for you, and anything you need in the future.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you.